you have that going on, you may need to replace your bearing hub assembly. So I'm here at the Ford dealership to pick up my hub assembly, but also I want to check in with the service guys to see what they would charge me for them to install the hub assembly on my F-150. So with all my projects, I like to kind of compare and see, do I want to take care of it, or is it worth it for me to just have them take care of it if the price is right? So I know that this particular job would take definitely less than an hour. It's not that complicated. If you've done one hub assembly or bearings, they're all the same. Doesn't matter what car you're working on. So anyways, I've got a hidden camera here. I'm gonna walk in, talk to the fellas, and see what they would charge me to do this job. So check this out. My front bearings replaced on my F-150. Can you give me a quote on that? I think it's like a whole assembly. The hub assembly is what it needs.
Also, there's multiple punctures.
But maybe you can tell me. No, just the driver's side front.
What year?
2012.
I can't repair that one anyway.
It's a V8.
Plus, the right rear tire pressure
4x4?
sensor is out. That's why the tire pressure sensor fault is there.
Engine?
So,
It's a 5 liter.
the nice thing is, even though there's multiple.
What's that?
You might have play in the bearing, but I don't know if that would be your noise. Probably about 125 bucks to figure out what's going on. 150, so about $900 if it needs a hub. So
Oh wow.
no, we wouldn't know until we got in there.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Holy crap! Did you guys hear that? 900 bucks for the part and labor, plus 125 for diagnostics to 150. Over $1,000 to do a 45-minute job? Are you kidding me? So this is why it's really important for you guys to shop around, because I'm telling you, every dealer, they will quote you a different price. Now, I've asked another dealer in a different town, a different zip code, the exact same question, and they were around $800. These guys were $900, and it's not just for this particular job, it's all service jobs. They all have their different metrics to figure out what that price is. So shop around or do it yourself. But wow, over $1,000 for a 45-minute job or less? Are you kidding me? It makes no sense. So I think, you know, the dealers at the end of the day will ultimately lose out, because there are guys out there like myself, there's YouTube, that want to maybe take on a challenge, learn a new skill set, and do some of these work themselves to save a buttload of money. So if you're that kind of guy like me, check out this video and watch how I assemble the hub on my 2012 F-150 V8 4-wheel drive. Stay tuned. Okay, so before we get started here, we need to obviously take off the wheel. But first thing you gotta do is take off the caliper, which are 21mm bolts here and one down here. And once I remove these bolts, this whole caliper should come off, and we're gonna hang it on the control arm here out of the way so we can get to the hub. So let's get started with that. Let's crank her up. You got 2 lug nuts. Okay, so that's out of the way. And before you get started here, it's nice to have a couple lug nuts on the rotor, so as you're taking caliper off, it's not dangling anywhere. All right, now we're going to take our 13 mil ratchet and break this off. Doesn't support in any way other than kind of holds it there. Okay, now we're going to get down here and knock off these bolts here. Woo! Okay, stop. Hey, baby. Hi. Okay. This came right off. This is nice. All right, so now we're come to the fun part. So we got the ABS sensor off. We've got the rotor off. We've got the 4 bolts behind the hub off. We got this little 13 millimeter nut off of this bolt there. Now we got to take a hammer and knock the hub loose. So let me get the camera here, you can see what's going on. And due to the years of corrosion on this thing, you can kind of see the gap right here. It's slowly kind of working itself out. It's not too bad. Oh yeah. So let's take a look inside here. You can see all the crap that's built in. We're going to inspect the gears here. It looks good. Yep. So yeah, when we get back, we'll clean it all up and slap a new one in. So stay tuned. Okay, so now we're just going through here and getting all the old grease and gunk out of here. So it's really important that when you replace your hub, to get all the junk, and then we're gonna repack it with some new fresh grease. And make sure to use turn your rag so that you're not putting the old grease or old dirt back in. Last thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and rack this up really good in here, because now we got to take our sander and clean out the perimeter where the hub will sit, and we don't want any shavings or debris to get inside. So I'm using a 250 grit sandpaper on my air hose here. We're using the Lucas extra heavy duty grease. This is specifically for bearings, high speed and high temperature. So when you guys put grease in here, make sure you guys use something like this. What we're gonna do is get your finger in there like this and just rub it in really good, lube it up. Then you want to take the new hub and do the same thing. You want to take a finger full of grease and put it inside the bearing. Get nicely lubricated around the gears. Just gonna wipe up some of this excess lube here. Okay, so it looks something like this. And it's nice to have some new rags on hand. You can buy 50 packs of these rags for $5 on Amazon, and I'll leave the links down below. And you're gonna basically put this back on the same way you took it off. The ABS sensors on top. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our four bolts back on. And most important thing here is make sure you guys get some Loctite, blue Loctite on the thread. And make sure you guys hand thread these in there. The last thing you want to do is cross thread them. Okay. And these are going to be at 150 foot-pounds. Okay. So I'm using a Craftsman. This goes to 250 foot-pounds. And you can pick up on Amazon for like under $100. Oh. Okay. Then back to the middle. More, okay. Oh, actually more. Okay, that's good. Perfect, thank you. ABS line on. The 4 bolts torqued down. Let's get the rock shield on. Bolts to latex gloves. Okay. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take a couple of my lug nuts to hold it in place so I can get my brake calipers on. beauty. Come on. There. All right. Hope that doesn't fall off. Come on. Give me a little bit more Loctite. Shoot. Okay. We're gonna fish them out of here. You don't need much, just a little bit. Goes a long way. But you gotta put Loctites on these things. I don't know about that. Okay. Jack, can you turn the steering wheel to the passenger side?
Yeah.
Okay, now we got that real tight. We're gonna torque it back down. Torque it down to 150. Okay. So once we post that. Okay. Get back to the middle. Good. Okay, now we can take off the lug nuts.
Oh shit, it does just float in.
Okay, ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Okay, now let's go and torque this thing down. Okay, and this axle nut here is 20 foot-pounds. Okay, so the camera battery died on us here abruptly, but the rest of the video is pretty self-explanatory here. We've got the axle nut back on with the 20 foot-pounds, and we put the wheel back on. We took it for a test drive, make sure everything was good and solid. So I just want to show you guys 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and make sure there's no play. And as you can see, it's much solid than it was earlier when we started. And then we're gonna wobble it, or wiggle it the other way at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Just kind of shake it, make sure everything sounds good. Happy trails and God bless.